All right.
All right.
Well, hey, it's a form of alcoholic beverage.
It's just nice to us.
Yeah, it's great.
So, you know, all this comedy is great, you know, I think. But, you know, what we really want to do is teach. And since Travis has a college degree and I have a valid Washington State driver's license, I feel that we're more qualified than anybody to teach you people about history.
Yeah. Usually our show is kind of all about, you know, emotions, overflowing emotions.
Yeah, lots of yelling.
Just a kettle of emotions bursting and
Yeah, I'm always
yelling
crying
and
backstage, too.
Yeah, lots of crying.
Yeah.
But today we're gonna ground this one in pure hard logic.
Yeah, this is
So
all.
we're gonna teach.
We're gonna teach you guys some history.
And you're gonna learn. You may not think you're gonna learn, but you're gonna learn.
Do you want to just go ahead?
I think we should go ahead. What we're gonna
Don't
do.
forget these, though.
Yeah, I guess we'll drink those, I suppose.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is a history of the city in which all of us live in, which is, in fact, Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah. So if we could go ahead and get that started,
Yeah,
Mr.
let's get the lights to come down, too.
Projection guy.
The man who's up there.
All right.
Here we go.
There
History of
it is.
Seattle by Kevin
By
Vogt
us.
and Travis Vogt.
Okay, now, Seattle was founded in 1823 by a pioneer named Matthew James Matthias Seattlemanson. Of course, the name of the city was later shortened to Seattle for tax purposes.
Fortunately, instead of having to build an entirely new city from scratch, the Indians had already built one. Mostly out of bark, beavers, and every part of the buffalo.
Yes. Stubborn Indians, unfortunately, stubbornly refused to give their city over to stunning, ivory-skinned, godlike true or Native Americans who had a mandate from God, signed just 3 weeks previous to their arrival in Seattle.
With the aid of futuristic weaponry, there he is, measles, and a talking dog named Peppers, the brave settlers were able to vanquish the Indians without any casualties whatsoever.
One. Thus began an expansive, prosperous period of unprecedented expansive prosperity.
That's right. Until 6 months later, when Seattle was razed to the ground by the treacherous Japanese Kaiser, who later died lonely and penniless underneath the Hollywood sign, like every single Japanese ruler before him.
Meanwhile, back in Seattle, Sir Mix-a-Lot was born of the same mother as Jimi Hendrix. Both men later died under the Hollywood sign, like every single Japanese ruler before them.
Then it was the 50s. And it was the 60s. And so on. Until it was the 90s. There you go, which was neither the 50s nor the 60s.
Needless to say, the raging ocean tides finally receded and Seattle's gloriously resurfaced from its 40-year watery tomb.
While underwater, a new king of Seattle had been crowned. This shaggy, morose Adonis of men went on to win the hearts and minds of... Oh, there he is. Of bumblefuck average America, and soon ascended to the top of America's hallowed throne of skulls in a bloody coup in which tens of millions died.
Yes.
There they are.
Sadly, the gloriously brutal reign of Seattle's Dark Prince was brought to a stupid halt when he was assassinated by 2 unidentified assailants. His body was buried underneath the Hollywood sign alongside every single Japanese ruler before him.
What does the future hold for Seattle Indians? We can never know. What we do know is exactly what happens. On December 31st, 2005, at exactly 11:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, an evil race of super-intelligent cybernetic monkeys riding dogs was unleashed upon a very suspecting public by a mad scientist guy.
Eventually, the monkeys were overthrown by their hyper-intelligent steeds, who later adorably donned hats. Humanity, unfortunately, remained pathetically enslaved for thousands of years. Meanwhile, back in Seattle, humanity finally found itself a champion, a man worthy of the kings of yore, a man who would reclaim mankind's benevolent dominion over the earth.
And then the sun exploded.
How do I say goodbye to what we had? The good times that made us laugh. Oh, yeah. If we get to be forever. call to say goodbye to yesterday.